Hey guys, it's Nick. It's a pretty nice Saturday in Queens. I'm gonna head to Manhattan and into New Jersey. So I'm gonna take a video of that ride on a nice Saturday in New York. So if you wanna check that out, watch this video. Right now I'm in Jackson Heights heading towards Manhattan. You can see Manhattan straight ahead across the river there. It's a pretty good view on this clear day. A lot of traffic though. So this is considered Woodside, Queens here. Seems every time I come here the skyline is changing. Looking across into Manhattan there, I only recognize the AT&T building, but the building behind that and that tall skinny one on the left, I don't even know what that is. I see the Citigroup building, the City Court building, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it seems like there's always something new going up over there. So there's a Chrysler building, Empire State Building straight ahead. Funny thing is, these buildings right in front are in Long Island City, not in Manhattan. So it seems like Long Island City is getting its own kind of skyline now. It used to be for the longest time that the only big building in that area straight ahead in Long Island City was the Citibank building, which they built way before all these people started moving to Long Island City. Like in the late 80s they built it. So it was this big building in the middle of nothing else out there in Long Island City, where it was still really run down and all of that. So now you're seeing that these other big buildings are building up around it. So I don't even know which one is the Citibank building anymore. I can't even see it. I think for a number of years Citibank was, I guess, questioned or criticized about building that big tower in Long Island City in the middle of nothing. I think for a time a lot of Citibank people didn't want to leave from Manhattan to go work all the way in Long Island City with nothing else around it over there. I'm sure that's changed over the years, but when they first built it, it was really like, you know, a lot of people were scratching their heads, like, why would they want to build this big tower right here in the middle of nothing? But I guess they were right, because now a lot of people and companies have been moving to Long Island City because it's cheaper and it's right across the river from Manhattan. So also, a lot of hotels been popping up in this area right down here, because it's just a few stops from Manhattan. It's right next to 59th Street Bridge. So a lot of tourists, or used to be tourists, would come stay out here because it's access to Manhattan, and it's, I'm sure, a lot cheaper than staying in Manhattan. So this train above me is the train that goes along 31st Street to Astoria, ends at Ditmars. And I'm going to go ahead to the upper level of the 59th Street Bridge, now named Ed Koch Bridge, who was the mayor of New York back in the 80s. And so this is Queens Plaza, or Queensborough Plaza. Upstairs is Queensborough Plaza, downstairs is Queens Plaza. So upstairs the 7 train meets the train to Astoria. I don't know what they call it these days. Used to be the RR, then the R, then the N. Now they have W, N. I'm not sure what they call that train that goes to Astoria. It's probably the N and sometimes the W. And downstairs you have the E, F, G, M trains. So it used to be you couldn't transfer, but now I believe there is a free transfer from upstairs to downstairs. So this is where all the trains meet over here before they head towards Manhattan or Brooklyn. And right here on the right, before I get on the bridge, is Queensbridge Projects. And so that's where they got their name from, Queensbridge here. And these projects are the largest projects in the United States, from what I understand. And if you want to know who's from Queensbridge, famous rappers, MC Shan started the whole Queensbridge thing, and then later on, years later, Nas came out of Queensbridge. So this is where they're from. I doubt Nas lives here anymore or even stops by. I have no idea. But this is the Queensbridge Projects. And it used to be really bad. I don't know what it's like these days. There's now a subway stop right out there at Queensbridge that they built back in the late 80s, really, the Roosevelt Island connection. So that's a relatively new subway. Before you didn't have that, so it was kind of remote. But now you have a subway that stops right there, so you don't have to walk to Queensborough Plaza. So the area has definitely gotten nicer. So that's Queensbridge. It goes on for a number of blocks down there, and onto towards the right up to the river, pretty much. So we're taking the upper level of the 59th Street Bridge. There's 2 levels. I can't even tell which one is the Citibank building anymore. There's so many tall ones over here in Long Island City now. But this is a nice view right here. So if you're coming to New York and you want a nice view or a nice little video, take the upper level. Although it looks like we got some traffic up ahead, but you're not going to really see this view this unobstructed and clear from the lower level of the bridge. So I don't know if you can see the rooftops of Queensbridge Projects over there. Next to it is a Con Ed power plant or something, and straight ahead over there between Queens and Manhattan is Roosevelt Island, and I could see that they've been building a lot of new buildings on that island as well. So it's really they're really doing a lot of construction out here. So the plaque up there says Queensborough Bridge begun 1900, finished 1909. So I guess that's the official original name, Queensborough Bridge. Everybody calls it 59th Street Bridge, and now, I don't know, it's going to take a while for people to get used to calling it Koch Bridge, I guess. So you could see all the way down there, the southern tip of Manhattan. You can see the Freedom Tower, the former World Trade Center building with the really big antenna on it. So from this vantage point, you could pretty much see the whole Manhattan, or at least, you know, you can't see all the way up to Harlem or Washington Heights, but I mean, you get a really good view from up here of a good swath of Midtown and downtown and Upper East Side. There is the cable car that goes from Roosevelt Island to Manhattan. I don't know if you can see it. There's the cable car coming back. Man, that took a long time to get off that bridge. This is East 62nd Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue, so I'm going to head over to the FDR Drive. Hopefully there's not a whole bunch of traffic on that, because I'm supposed to be in New Jersey in like 20 minutes. See if I can make up some lost time from the bridge. right at the end of this little tunnel thing, above us is Gracie Mansion, where the mayor of New York, I guess that's his supposed residence. So right behind us, basically. Street are we on? East 106, so we're already uptown in Harlem now. George Washington Bridge is like 175th Street or something, so I have a little bit ways to go. So if you get off on the left here, you can take the Triborough Bridge, which is now the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, into Queens and the Bronx. Making really good time on FDR Drive, so I'll be at the bridge and just I'm going I'm going pretty fast. That's probably why. Fifth Street, I'm almost there. So this area is Washington Heights. Let me see that guy. Right where the bridge lets on. It's like 175th Street. Looks like it's a good amount of traffic here. I'm going to take the upper level for a better view. But what's crazy is this big apartment building right in front of us is basically like on stilts because there's a roadway right under it. So there must be some pretty strong structural support for this thing. Here's the George Washington Bridge, built around the time, I believe, during the Great Depression, early 1930s, something like that. And when it was built, they put a toll on here that they said it was temporary, just long enough to, I guess, recoup their costs or something. So here we are 90 years later. That temporary toll has been a temporary 90 years toll so far. And I don't know what the toll is now because it's tolled by mail. They send you, it's no more Easy Pass or cash. They take a picture of your license plate and send you a bill in the mail. But I think last time I was here, it was like $17 to come from New Jersey into New York. To go from New York out to New Jersey, it's free. So this is the Hudson River. I don't know if you can see up there and all the way downtown. So all of these big cliffs up here, it's pretty high up from the water line, and going right or north from here, There's some pretty nice areas like Alpine, New Jersey, where Eddie Murphy lives and stuff. There's a lot of ritzy areas. I think Chris Rock lives there too. This area right here is Fort Lee, and it's also a pretty nice area as well. A lot of people think of New Jersey and they think of the New Jersey Turnpike and all the refineries and gas tanks and stuff like that. That's not all of it. Bergen County, which is where we are, is actually a really nice area and a lot of parts. So maybe you get to see some of it here. Places like Englewood, Edgewater, Paramus is where I'm going. I'm going to Garden State Plaza in Paramus to meet my friend. So. Regular gas, $1.99. That's pretty good. Regular cash, $1.99. Credit, $2.27. Wow. Yeah, so all of these areas here along Route 4, there's some really nice towns. I guess some people call them bedroom communities, where you work in the city and you come out here and you live out here, not too far from the city. So it's places like Teaneck, Englewood, Paramus, Ridgewood. And all the stuff along Route 4. Wow, a lot of these apartment buildings on the right. This stuff is all new. Huh. Wow. Not a bad time to take a drive over here to see all the trees changing for the fall. over here, a nice town. This is the River Edge Mall here. It's a very ritzy mall, a lot of high-end stores, Bloomingdale's, and I don't know, a whole bunch of other ones. Maywood's a nice little town. Has a nice tiny little downtown, but it's a cool little town. I'm getting close to my exit now. We're very close to Paramus and the Garden State Plaza Mall, or it's just Garden State Mall. I forget, but anyway, that's at the junction where Route 4 meets Route 17. These guys campaigning last minute, I guess. Figure out how to get to the entrance to the mall. Garden State Plaza. Okay. U-turn. That's not good. Oh, I think that's the mall straight ahead. Right. Yep. These people all waiting for valet parking or something. So, Garden State Plaza Mall, pretty big mall. It's kind of upscale, I would say. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 8.5 or something. There's another mall in Paramus called the Paramus Park Mall, and you know, that's one of those malls in decline. And so that would probably be like a 6 or something compared to this mall, and they're very close, probably about a mile apart or something, 2 miles, something along those lines. So I don't know if anybody even still goes to Paramus Park Mall. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this mall also has a Nordstrom's on the other end, as well as a Macy's. I used to come out here and park close to the Nordstrom's and go through there. So this is the mall here. This is my destination for now. I just got to find my friend. So this is what a drive looks like from Queens to Manhattan to Jersey, and it's now what, 1:15. I think it took me about an hour and 15 minutes or so. And just in case you're wondering what the mall looks like in New Jersey, there's a little look. No recording?
Not without mall management permission.
Alright. So you believe that? Telling me I can't record down here because you don't have permission from management? What is this, a nuclear installation or something like that that you can't record? That's crazy. So anyway, that's a look at the mall, like any other mall around here, I guess.